Down. Boom. What up, what up, what up, everybody who was watching, which is probably nobody because it just popped online and you're just getting the notifications. But we are here. We're a little rushed. So if you just get on board, we'll get out of here. Suits all my Star Wars cats. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an impromptu live tonight. Me and Aunt Pooh. Sir, how are you?
I am doing well, trying to unwind from a week at Essence Fest.
Lord, well, it doesn't sound like an unwinding place when your mic came on. Just, stuff in the background, but
I,
that's
I
Danny
will
time.
I will say this: I owe Janet Jackson an apology. I've kind of shaded her for her ability to sing live. Not only did she sing live, but she killed it. So props to her. And go ahead.
Uh, she killed it.
By my expectations, at 56, yes, the fact that she still was doing some of those dance moves, especially the "If I Was Your Girlfriend," yeah,
If I was your
breakdown,
girlfriend, which part was she breaking down?
yeah, the part where she does the dance like this
No,
and
you said the
like
song.
this.
If I was your girlfriend, which
It's
song?
not "If I Was Your," yeah, that was her song. All the
Oh, okay.
things I do to you, I
Oh,
make you
gotcha.
call out your name and ask you who it belongs to. I ain't got it. But anyway, the other thing is I learned was that Wyclef Jean, if he is in your area, go see that man. I mean,
Really?
he's kind of nasty. He did something I don't think Prince ever thought of. He took the guitar and started kungalingalis. I don't know how you pronounce that, and actually was still playing the guitar. I was like, this dude is wild. And then
Interesting.
he went over to the piano, started playing some chords, and all of a sudden, I'm hearing someone singing "Killing Me Softly." Next thing you know, Lauren Hill, I'm sorry, she earned that. Miss Lauren Hill walks out on stage and just killed it. She was doing her rap, she was doing her singing. Nicki Minaj was the headliner that night. And when Lauren Hill got off the stage, I was like, yeah, I feel bad for Nicki Minaj because she can't follow that. She cannot follow that. And like I predicted, she did not.
Man. Okay.
I mean, it was one thing to see Nikki. I was like, okay, I'm on stage just to see the performance and say I did it. But what I saw was just very disappointed, very low energy, half singing her songs, other half using the track guide. The Barbs, they were into it. They were heavy into it. And I'm just looking at them like, wow, you guys are very easily entertained because this is trash to me.
You said the Barbs.
Yeah, that's what they call them, the Barbs. The
Okay.
Barbs.
I thought you said the Barge. The Barges of Intel. I'm like, the hell when I was back there? Okay, Bunny.
The other thing was night two, Jasmine Sullivan. I've heard the name. I don't think I've
Mhm.
heard a lot of her songs other than I Bust the Windows Out Your Car. That woman is fantastic. She was singing, hitting all those notes, and was just like, and the thing about it is all these women were in there, young women between the ages of 15 to 25, singing her song, getting emotional. And I was like, damn, I didn't know she had it like that. Well, if she's pregnant, maybe she shouldn't have been doing it. But
You talking about Nicki
Nikki.
Minaj?
All I know was Alicia Keys was 8 months pregnant, and she gave a hell of a performance at the BET Awards.
Well, Alicia Keys, Nicki Minaj, kind of was a wide
I'm just saying.
section there. But I'm
Uh,
going back to the Janet killed it.
wait, hold on.
Listen,
Hold on. I
I
want to make.
saw some clips online of her performing from that, and I like Janet. I love Janet, but I was like, I'm gonna turn the volume down and just listen to the or watch the dancing because it. I don't know, maybe just the recording. It's just I didn't think she was singing live personally. Like I was like, it looked like it was
She
recorded.
was.
It
She
was a
was. I was hearing the breath.
recording, but then she could probably her mic probably wasn't necessarily on, so she could jump in on certain parts. But I'm shocked that you say she sang the whole thing live. Like I,
Yeah. You gotta remember she's 56. So for her to be able to pull
right.
off those dance moves at that age,
That's what I'm
I'm
saying. I
yeah.
was like, that's remarkable. Like at that age, you can dance like that and
Oh
sing
yeah.
live because most young people can't do that. So, hey, but Janet, she's a Jackson.
Yeah. But Jasmine Sullivan, the other thing was After she finished performing, and mind you, Janet Jackson was the headliner. I would say about 5 to 10,000 people left, women left.
Mm.
And I'm just looking around like, okay, I just thought that they were, going to go to the restroom, or because there were people in my seat. I'm in New Orleans, so I wasn't about to do that. I wish it would be in my seat. And on top of that was it was 7 women between the ages of 20 to 30. And I'm like, I let them have it. I'll just be over here doing it. They left. And I'm just looking at like, are these women really leaving before Janet? And I said, this would be the equivalent of if 15 years from now, the new hot young thing was performing and 5 to 10,000 people left before Beyonce went on stage. It would just be unthinkable. And I'm like, I get that there's an age difference, but it's like Janet Jackson is a legend and they left.
And I'm sort of reading. Were you saying that the people that were coming to see Jasmine left after she done?
Yeah.
That's not surprising to me. Actually, she played a show here a couple months ago, and I saw video clips of the performance. And in a place where there's really no black people, it was just sold out, packed black women, heavy. And then I saw people talking about it afterwards, and I was like, she is probably the real, star in the black world of music, R&B, as opposed to the mainstream stuff. So that's not so. And then being that this is Essence, where it's going to be mainly sisters, I'm not totally shocked they would move like that. Because we don't.
But before
we respect Janet, but we're not. We'd be like, listen, we love you, but if it ain't popping, and what we just saw is what's popping right now, we'll easily be like, okay, respect and bounce. Some might stay for a song or two just to say these. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Same way Prince performed, I know there was young people that was, okay, yeah, he's a soup. Yeah, okay, now I get it. And they office, and he's standing right there performing. So I'm not surprised.
Wow, I'm sorry, I'm just shocked because I just feel like there are certain iconic artists that you just stay to see. Like for me, like I'm not a Nicki fan, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna stay just to say I was there and saw it, and let me see what she gonna give me. And I'm like, Janet, I'm sorry, I don't give a damn what the Barbs are saying. Barbs, come for me, whatever.
Please don't. Not.
Nicki Minaj. Oh wow, Janet Jackson. Even in 2022,
yeah,
to me.
Of course. Yeah. Well, but at the same point, Janet can't rap. And that's something to be celebrated as well. And listen, I love Janet Jackson, but we are talking about Janet Jackson and not like Whitney Houston or Patti LaBelle. There's this level of singing, and then there's this level
of singing. All right, but again, nobody was coming for the singing of Janet. They wanted the performance. Performance.
Sure.
And now that you mentioned it, the other thing is Nas. I'm not a big fan of Nas. Go ahead, take my black card, take my hip hop card. I'm not. He went out there. Remember when you talked about when it comes down to it, with that mic in your voice, can you do it? Mm-hmm. Nas is one of those. He went out there for 20, 30 minutes by himself with a drummer and his track and the tracking music, and killed it. And I'm not even a big Nas fan. And I was like, this dude got some shit. Just him by himself, and just it had the crowd at the palm of his hand. And of course, Miss Patti LaBelle, they did a special tribute for her. I'm like, how is it a tribute? She doing her own tribute, but to be fair, she probably should be doing her tribute. She killed it. She hitting all those notes. She even did her little Auntie Bob's little two steps. I'm like, all right, Patty, she still got it.
Absolutely. We're kind of late, but I wanted to tie us into something else too, since we're talking about, legends and artists. Well, I mentioned singing. I don't know if we ever talked about it on the show about the verses with the Marion and Mario and all of that. And all of the, and Ray J, salute to Ray J, and all of the stuff that went on with that. and then juxtapose. I don't know if you've seen it yet, and I actually haven't really watched it yet, but I see the impact of it is already immense. Is the Usher Tiny Desk performance. And from what I'm hearing, that's a display of a cat who knows his voice, can really sing, carrying notes. And he's been in the game so long that he just like oozes kind of like that kind of star, super confident player. Mac, I see more videos of Usher doing roller skating now than I see of him singing and dancing. And he's the coolest cat on roller skates, man. Like he's in the I'm like, this nigga. I was like, but he's a grown ass man with it now, and it's good to see because he was young. Now he has been in the game for so long. So when you see somebody like that compared to that whole Ray J Omarion thing, it really makes you remember like there are people that can actually perform and sing, and we've gotten away. Maybe we've gotten a little too far away from them. Because that was terrible with the Ray J thing.
That Tiny Desk performance should put all of it to rest, to bed. Chris Brown versus Usher versus Chris Brown don't want that. He don't want that.
Yeah, and I was thinking about Chris Brown too. Like, I know he just had a new album, and I've seen people like, "Oh, this is one of his dopest albums." Blah blah blah. But then I see like people weren't buying it, and Chris was kind of mad about it. And I was realizing, I was like, you know what? I think Chris Brown needs to do, man. He needs to do, and they're comparing to Michael so much, which I think is ridiculous. But I could only give him that comparison if he came with a off the wall type album for today. And it's Chris Brown. So and it would be perfect for him because he started out as a very younger artist, kind of a kid, and he was a star, had his issues. He's now, I'd imagine he must be in his 30s. He's got to be an older guy. He's got kids or whatever. Why doesn't he make it seems like he's making the same album he made 20 years ago or appealing to that same crowd, but almost it's like he's appealing to a younger crowd, but he's older now. And I would think like his audience group who started are older too. So why doesn't he make like a serious soul R&B joint that's not trapped out, but is like timeless R&B style and let his voice, I mean, that would be totally different for him. And I'd be like, I'm going to go see some Chris Brown. This nigga he got a live band and he's getting down plus with the singing. And I think to me, he would be like, he could put all of that foolishness to bed if he came as a serious artist. I think that's what he needs. But go ahead.
I mean, Bruno Mars and Silk Sonic gave you the blueprint. It can be done.
Yeah. And the thing with them, to me, they kind of add a level of clowning to it or something. Like, I don't take it as serious. I take the music serious, but the way they present it, it doesn't seem serious, like with the funny wigs. And I mean, they're having fun with it. I'm not mad at it.
But what I mean is that that level, that type of music can sell. Absolutely can sell.
You're right. But yeah, man, salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to, Kimberly Frazier. What's going on? Hopefully you are coming back to YouTube and things. I know some stuff going on with your channel, but
wait, Kim. Shout out to Kim Frazier. Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. I'm putting you on the spot, Kim. I need to see your reaction to that Leslie Jones, Jason Whitlock. I need to hear your response to that.
Lord, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we ain't gonna get into that. But yeah, so absolutely. So yeah, Essence Fest. So was that your first time going?
That was my first, and I'm throwing the gauntlet down on you, bro. You need to be there next year. I think you would enjoy it. It's just, I really wasn't feeling it. We could talk off air about the other reasons why I should be there. But I really wasn't feeling it. But until you actually go there and see 500,000 Black people, I'd say 60 to 70% women as well, descending upon New Orleans. And I put up on Facebook, my plane. I have never seen so many Black people on one plane with me. I counted 9 non-Black people flying from Los Angeles to New Orleans. I was like, what the? I said, and then I was thinking this. Somebody said, "Man, this is soul playing for real." But all these black people walking around, going to Essence Fest, and even more so was the fact that when I went into Essence Fest, we're seeing people. I'm seeing people from the Shy, from P Valley, from oh my God, I can't
P
get them all.
Valley. Come back to that.
Yeah, all of these black shows that we like big up in and saying this is dope, they're right there and being saluted and being revered as these big Hollywood stars, even though to the mainstream they're not. Running into Nia Long coming out of the Virgin Hotel as I'm going in to go cover something. Tiffany Haddish just coming out and just being everybody losing their mind for her. And I'm like, and I'm just, for me, it just felt dope to see that these people that we are calling black famous being treated like A-list Hollywood celebrities
Like
because
royalty. Yeah.
by us, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Man.
of course all of the the other part of it is that I went down there with my team, and all of my team members were black woman as well. I think I was the only black. I think I was the only black male that was sent down there, but all of them were black women, and you just seeing that level of I had no idea how many black people worked at Disney, and then seeing them organizing this whole thing for us. That was just a really amazing experience to see.
Right on, man. Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
the
sir.
food let me down. I ain't gonna even lie, but
You said the who?
the food.
Oh, really?
I, yeah, it was 2 out of 5 as far as two
Okay.
good spots, three not so good spots.
Guess it depends what you eat.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, you mentioned P Valley. And for those who are jumping in, I didn't say this was a Prince podcast or anything like that. Will we talk about some Prince? Absolutely. But I don't
It
want.
does say podcast on
Oh,
Prince.
well, it does. It does say it, but I didn't say it right now, so I'm sorry. But we will get into some Prince, I'm sure. But with that said, uh, P Valley. And I've watched the first season. Fan. Love it. Um, what's the lady's name? Well, I know her character. Is it Mercedes? The lead
Mm-hmm.
black goddess. Lord. To me, for me, Mercedes is what I would have been saying, like the Vanity Apollonia. Like she's that to me now. Like crazy.
Hold up. Side note. Ran into her. Yes, I did.
See, here you go.
It ain't just film.
Oh,
I was I was this close to getting her to drop a video for you, but she was like, "Nah, I can't do that. I ain't doing that."
listen.
I was like, "Hey, I got a picture." I said, "Hey, can you shout out and can you do a video for my boy? He's a really big." She's like, "Nah, I can't do that. I can't." I was like,
You just see what you should have done. You should have just hold on one second. Hit me on the video, Mike. I'm like, what's this nigga? Oh, hey, what? Oh, what? Then I would, oh, hey, what's happening? But anyway, the second season. Watched the first episode, took a break. I've been hearing, oh, when you get to episode da da da. I've been seeing stuff online. I saw with Little Duval posted something, said something about he needed a, and you have like a gay sex warning or something. Like, huh? So I'm watching the show, and it's first of all, I think the show's brilliant. It's great, but it is super explicit, one way or the other. Like, no matter what sexuality you into, they showing like more than you've ever seen on anything on TV. And I'm like, okay. But I will admit that was it episode 4 with the brothers.
"Yes, yes." I was like, "I'm just gonna go ahead and skip through that."
Yeah, I was like,
I
I
like
was
that.
like, okay, then let me go ahead and watch it. But the way that it was
Wait, never mind. Let me
shot,
stop.
yeah, but see the way that it leads into it through that episode, I thought that was insidiously done. So that's and what I mean by that is the way they played that thug character, bodyguard dude, throughout. He was the toughest psycho nut, loked out OG. And then they kind of play him into getting into his like on code. Seemed like he had a problem with. There was apparently somebody got shot in the
Yeah.
world of Snowfall, or not Snowfall, but P Valley, and they're going to state, and you're seeing like there's protests and riots, and he's like, "Y'all shut up! I want to hear the news about black people." I'm like, "Oh, okay, maybe he's thugged out, but he really for his people." I'm like, "Okay, you know."
Low key Tupac.
I was like, yeah, like the cycle verse. I was like, okay, but then he got up, he got in his feelings, I think, and went in the room, which right there actually caught me. I was like, I don't remember gangster niggas like so frustrated when they gotta leave the room. But I was like, this is 2022. I'm not from this generation. So, and then his homeboy going there, let me go see what's on with my boy. And there was one thing, there was a look before anything happened, it was just a certain look, and there was a pause in it. I was like, I said to myself, if they was some fools, they have them go at it. Like if they was like really clowning, and then it starts to lead on to that. I was like, oh, they about to really do that. Okay. And I was like, okay, cool. But I just thought the way that they played with the viewers' emotions leading into that, it's brilliantly done. But I just thought it was very insidious because they're trying to get on. They're trying to get the more knucklehead version of me that don't want to hear none of this to be like, oh, this is something. But I just took it as like, yeah, okay. Y'all funny. I was like, y'all funny. But then it starts to go a little too. I was like, I don't have nothing against it, but that doesn't mean I need to watch like they're going so into detail. I was like, let me just skip forward. And I would hit
Now, when he put that in I
the
was
mouth.
like,
Yeah, see, that's
I was like, oh, okay.
is that what I was like? Oh, that's what they do. I was like, that's what they do. Okay. I just never seen. See, again, this show they got the most hood, thugged out looking dudes, and they're the ones doing the stuff. And I'm like, it's probably reality though. That's probably the reality. Like, you're probably more gangster. And if you was gay and super gangster, that's probably more gangster, right? You know what I mean? Like, oh man, you really down. But this is a good show, man. I love the characters, and of course, the women that are on that show are man. They must work out like, are they just? I don't know what it is, but for them to look like that and to be able to act like that is interesting to me. Yeah. And I don't know if they're doing those dances for real, but whoever it is doing those dances, is that what they do in the strip club? I was like, they're like professional
Yes.
dancers. Like they're like,
You haven't
that's
seen
dancing.
the TikTok and the IGs? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you saw the last episode that was kind of like Mississippi's origin story. That was rough.
Yes, I did.
That was rough. Failure from so many levels. Failure from her mother. Failure from her father. Absolute failure from the stepmom who didn't want her there. And then the men in her lives. And it just, people were pointing out so many different layers of abuse she was suffering. And, colorism, dark, racism. I was just like, you just kind of feel bad, like, damn, the fact that she ain't killed herself, just considering everything that she'd been through, that was a rough watch there.
Yeah, man. That and just seeing how old girl got with the white dude, and yeah, that show. The thing is, so listen, this is what I'm about to say. I think the show was exceptionally well done, writing, casting, for what it covers. It seems super authentic, and up to the moment. Like it's not beyond the culture. It's like right where we're at right now. But I'm curious though, the effects of watching shows like that will have, not on me, but on these younger people who are watching it. Because see, the thing about this show to me would be like if we had a TV show of Menace to Society and it wasn't a movie, but it came on week after week and it had multiple seasons. I could not imagine. We can already see where we are with the effects of sort of gangsterism being brought to the mainstream. But imagine if it was a super deep TV show that we were all into and it was super explicit like Menace to Society is. I almost say like Menace to Society is just as explicit as P Valley. P Valley is just expressing sex. Menace was brutal violence, but they were both super explicit to what they were. But that was just a movie, and such the effect that movie had on a lot of dudes back then. That's why I'm curious how this type of show, because you can watch P Valley over and over and over. You couldn't watch Menace over and over. It came out, it was done, then maybe you got it on video or rented it, but you didn't watch it. You know what I mean? But being subjected to the things and the themes that this show is about over long periods of time, I'm just curious. I'm not saying it's bad. It could be either way. I'm just curious how it will affect the young ones when they're watching the most extreme levels of this entertainment, and it's and it's about us. Just like people would say, "Oh, I was so influenced by watching the Cosby's, I wanted to go to college, and it influenced a generation of kids that want to go to school." Then, if that's true, that same energy must persist in a show like this. And if it's right, it's going to influence. So we've established that.
I hope I want to pray that you're wrong, because I'm thinking, how can you watch this and want to be about that life?
The same way we've watched rappers, strippers become superstar. Of course, that's a part.
No, rappers is one thing. There's the fame for that. Stripping.
You got Megan the Stallion.
She ain't a stripper.
I'm not saying she is. I'm saying she represents that energy of a stripper. Cardi B does, right? She was a stripper, wasn't she? She's the biggest rapper out there, isn't she? And you don't think they don't want to be Cardi B? Stop.
Okay, take that. Let's take a step back. I get you. You want to make it. You want to score your points.
I'm sorry, but I'm getting excited. Go ahead. Sir.
P Valley is about the strip club culture, and they're showing you the dark side of the strip club culture.
Absolutely.
And my thing is that watching that, I don't see how that turns out. People saying, "Yeah, I want to be a stripper, or I can be better than." Oh, I see how in my crooked letter effed up. I don't see that. I really don't.
Did you see the effects of gangsterism? Like and these are guys I love, and guys you've probably worked with, know Snoop and all of that type of stuff. Do you see the effects that sort of culture has had on us till today?
I wouldn't say the gangsterism. It was the quote unquote gangster rap, the rap. Right.
We're talking about the media. Right. We're talking about the media.
But I'm saying this showing stripper culture, it's not painting a positive image that says, "Yeah, I can be better at it than."
I didn't say it does. I'm not saying it's painting you to want to be a stripper. I'm just saying one way or the other, watching this type of stuff is going to have I think it's going to have an effect on these younger people. And I'm interested to see when you're watching such a not brutal, but a very extreme take on it, and you're watching it over and over again. Like, we can't say that. I mean, I don't know. That's all I'm asking. I love P Valley. Right?
Oh, you know why though?
I mean, I love the show. I love all things about it, but it is. Like, I'm an older man watching it, so it's different necessarily for you. But at the same point, there are going to be older people that are going to be influenced by this. Not that they want to be a stripper. Maybe they just want to be more sexually active, or maybe they want to. They see some of the things that are going on in that show, and it sort of desensitizes them to other things because, like, I'm so used to seeing that's not a shocker to me anymore. Guys going at each other, not a shocker anymore. Is I mean, all kind of stuff. The violence, the way that the mom acts about the church. I mean, all of that stuff is interesting. It's no different again if the movie Scarface, right? A super influential movie. You hear people in the culture talk about, man, after we saw Scarface, it was on and popping. Now imagine if Scarface was a TV show. I guess you would say it's power. But if it was a TV show back then and we watched it over and over and really got sucked into it year after year, just curious. It's then it may have no point to it at all. Throw a little comments in here. What Stage just say it's about the influence. As a young person, I can attest to this. I watch Euphoria. If I'm saying it right, and I can't tell you how many girls want to like character Maddie or want a guy like the character Fez. I've never seen that show, but I heard it's good.
Well, in my opinion, that one's more catered to, I'd say, white culture. So as far as the
Really?
black culture, I don't see that being too much of an influence.
All right, all right. What's April? They do have actual strippers mixed in with the cast. I would imagine first season was one of the dancers was a former MPG dancer. Okay, I forgot her name, but I heard a podcast, and the house mother name was Mike. Hilarious, hilarious. But yeah, I like that show. Like that show. Uh, well, did you have something before I go into some of these other ones? Before?
No, I'm good. I think I do not personally feel like P Valley is going to breed a culture of people trying to of women and men, because there's male strip club culture
Absolutely.
wanting to push that. As far as the sex, I don't know. I feel like the genie's been out of the bottle when it comes to a more sexual culture.
Oh yeah, we have movies like Players Club.
Not even that. I'm talking about in the last 10 to 15 years with the accessibility of streaming pornography. I think
Mhm.
that's long been out of the genie's been out of the
Oh,
bottle. Then you look at TikTok and
absolutely.
IG, you know.
Well, yeah, and I guess to see the thing though with porn and these other ones, there's no storyline or emotional tugging going on. It's just straight sex, right? So there's this disconnect.
Well, maybe the
That's where
ones you watch.
but I know you're a very emotional, romantic guy. I guess we'll give that to you. My man just told me I'm watching this porn with storylines and sequels and trilogies. Nigga, I don't any
Oh yeah, I forgot about OnlyFans. That's another outlet.
right, but they don't have the themes that these shows, which are to me what make these shows very influential. Because when you see a character, you start to see yourself in that character. You start to root for that character. You get mad when things. That's when you start identifying yourself into these situations that you normally in real life would not get involved or know about, but being exposed to them, you become aware. It's just knowledge. It's knowledge has that effect on people. So not that it's good or bad. It's just a fact. What we're getting into. Oh, you still were making a point about Pete Valley. All right.
Yeah.
Um, there was a post, it was a YouTube video about Prince that came out. Well, I don't know when it came out, but I saw it last week. And it was about, y'all already know I'm going with this. Prince is a colorist, or was he a colorist, and colorism and all of that. And we actually did a show about this years ago, right? Where we talked about this, or at least brought up the subject. And what I was finding interesting, though, I thought was like not necessarily what that person was saying in the video, but the reactions to it within the community. Uh, it was, I mean, it was like, wow, one way or the other, it just a debate started or conversations. Some people, of course, he's not what do you, Tamar, Nona, you know their names. And I'm like, yes, of course.
Bonnie.
Who? Bon, yeah. And Kim, Upshur, all these people. And then, but it was, I'm going to try how to say it. I guess I felt like it seemed like people didn't even want that conversation to happen. And I'm speaking to Black people as I say this right now. I don't know if we can be the ones where we don't want to have these type of conversations because we want to hold people accountable for the foolishness that comes our way about stuff like this. Um, but we got to keep it 100, and 100 is not to say that he was that, because I'm not. I'm just saying in the sense of, like, if somebody can bring up an educated point, that's the key, versus somebody just talking stupid, then we could be able to chop it up and have a conversation, at least listen what they can say. Okay, I hear what you're saying. I disagree, or this is what I think. But to just cut it off without even wanting to know what was being said, and then you want to comment on it, I was kind of like, y'all better than that. But I don't know. Did you see the video at all, or any parts of it?
No, I did not. I did not watch it. I've just been skimming through it right now, and you know, I guess it's kind of like you don't want to tear down your heroes,
Right.
and you don't want to hear that. And I'm like, it's like one. I already feel like, do I believe he was colorist? No, because there are more than enough examples of him within his band, with who we dated, with who we put on. But you can't play blind. You can't. When you see Sheena Easton, when you see Kim Basinger, when you see Susanna, Maite, Emmanuel, you're like, he got it tight. He got it tight. Would I call it colorist, or him thinking, oh, dark skin is ugly? No, because you see Nona Gay, and you have brothers fighting over who the baddest, and you don't
Yeah,
include Nona.
he's had bad ones that weren't even famous. Just
And that's a problem. Like, well, why he wasn't walking the red carpet with her?
right,
So
right.
I just stepped out of it because I didn't see where I didn't see how this was going to edify me. And at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead, pause. It wasn't my penis. Why am I gonna fight for who he was putting, what he was doing with
But
his
yeah,
equipment?
you're right. Yeah.
I'm like, he put it on blast. This is who I'm walking the red carpet with. This is who I'm smashing. Why am I going to try to fight? Whoa,
Mm.
no. Let the man's work speak for itself. And you can either say, well, there's this and there's that, or you can say, nah, look at all these light skins and exotics and whites, non-blacks, non-dark skins.
Right. This comment right here: Prince played the game, and he's not here to discuss it. That's some real shit. Because all of those things that you mentioned, and when people we mentioned, and all the women that we saw Prince with and stuff, that could have all just been game. Because Prince may have realized early on, listen, I'm trying to cross over. I'm going to the top with this, and I know how them folks think. And they probably not gonna have me, and they not gonna have no black dude up there all blacked out, and they gonna shoot me to the top. And the fans, those other fans, gonna shoot me to the top if it just looked like it's all, you know what I mean? Like, no,
Let's
this
let's
is
keep
how. Go ahead.
let's keep it 100. MTV didn't want to make Michael Jackson a thing.
Right, right, and back then they'll let you know, like, you can just be a black thing. You can go be Roger. Like, what I'm saying? You can just go be Rick James over here, and you can be a superstar to them people. But we're not playing that over here. So Prince, I think early on saw, maybe because coming from Minneapolis, you really got to see that, understood, and had that type of mindset to understand, oh, I know how to maneuver with these people. And so I think for me, it
I'm sorry,
makes
real quick,
sense. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
real quick. It's awful funny to see a big giant Prince on the side of First Avenue where he couldn't even get in.
Right. 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 So when you see him with these women and things like that, to me, that's like him saying, listen, I got to give this image. I'm the money maker right now. I'm the money maker out here. We got to do whatever I got to do to get it to a high level. And the game ain't fair. So I'm gonna use all the tools, and I know all the trigger visual things to use that's gonna let them see me as just not another black artist. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get it. So even though my boys are the illest musicians and can blow these cats out that's auditioning, we're gonna bring on the white girl. If my man can play drums better, well, it look better if oh boy, because I got to come multicultural so I can hit that top 40. That was the game back then. That's the way it was.
And we gotta also, and I know this is we're talking about Prince. This is the podcast on Prince, known, but I gotta take it to Michael. Look at the image he presented. Yeah, he was walking with Brooke Shields, but it was clear that was not his girlfriend.
But
A lot of times he was a single man. He wasn't out there with a woman, light skin or dark skin, because he had a certain image. He's like, can't be with a white one and try to be top, try to be the number one person in the world. Damn sure can't be with a black woman trying to be number one in the world.
I mean, just the image of Michael has he morphed over the years lets you know the game is a hard one, and he's willing to take it to the next level. Like, I'm gonna go from this to this, that's what, because I'm gonna be a soup. But see, because of the way the system was like that, it would drive somebody if you want to go to the top, you had to morph and get into. So that's why I say with Prince, he had certain women and certain band members. But once he got his bag, this is just my opinion, I'm not saying this, but once Prince got that Purple Rain bag and it changed his life and all that money under Cherry Moon, once he was like, okay, I made it, that band, and when number of black faces came through, except for a couple people, and it was like, oh, we're about to get in this, this band about to get, and y'all, the Science Times band, I love the Revolution, but that transition from the Revolution to the Science Times band, that's when he was like, man, I'm about to really kill him. Now, but I gotta go get these cats that really know these grooves, that was raised in that, been in the church and understand know the one. I ain't gotta teach it to them. They've been listening to the same Herbie records, and they grew up with some was on Miles and Stacks and different things. They didn't grow up on Beatle. We're going for a different, we taking it back. So that's why we're gonna get these cats in here. When you get a Miko in there, it's one of them, you already know. Yeah,
For me,
go ahead.
For me, what I like is the fact that the Revolution at his peak, he had those two white girls, Wendy and Lisa. When he remade that band, what did he go get? He got that darker looking woman, Cat, running all around the stage, and then he got a heavy set, darker looking woman named Bonnie, and put her on and showcased her. So people want to talk about the colorism, but do you see what the transition was?
And the reasons why they had to do it, right?
Yeah. Mostly white band, no black women, to Blackish with Sheila E. I don't know her full ethnicity, but Blackish. And then Bonnie and Cat. And Bonnie absolutely was not the prototypical which you put on Front Street.
Right.
But she can play and blow.
I'm going to come back to what you were talking about. We just want to acknowledge our super chat. Deja said, yeah, Michael Jackson became the first transracial person. Stop it. People take the bad and dangerous Michael more than that's interesting. But shout out to Michael Trapston.
I'll agree with Off the Wall, definitely. But I think there's definitely some thrillers.
That's funny. Yeah, you don't see too many Ain't that now? See, she fucked me up now because I'm gonna think about that. Yeah, you don't see any off the wall Destiny Michael Jackson impersonators. What's up with that? We, oh, y'all, you don't mess me up. We don't see no Afro wearing bigger nosed Michael impersonators. That's an open lane right now. All we see is the cut, chiseled, baked out face, late Michael, but we don't see the. Oh man, yeah, y'all need to get on that. Y'all need to get on that. I need. Matter of fact, all I want to see now is off the wall Mike, pre off the wall Mike, Triumph album Mike. Nigga. If you ain't got Triumph album Mike,
Dancing Machine Mike.
Yeah, I don't even want to see all the build. Yeah, stop it. Y'all can stop.
Now, to be fair, I'm not gonna play I'm gonna be colorist advocate. That dangerous and especially bad era he looked fly in those outfits.
No,
it could be the outfits.
Michael was good, no doubt. But man, I want to go back to what you were saying. We were talking about the sign of the times and the transition and stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. Corey Jones said, just like you don't see Afro prints.
True. Ooh, you don't. Ooh, where? Ooh, see, now you got me started. So we got all of these Prince tribute bands.
That was the last version we saw too.
Right. They always on that. They either on Purple Rain Prince or it seems
Little
like
Red Corvette controversy.
I see some Diamonds and Pearls type stuff. But yeah, where are all my 70s Prince tribute bands? Where the Afros at? Where the Dirty Mind tribute bands at? God damn it! Who's the cat with the? Well, I don't necessarily want to see, but with the bikinis and speedos on. Where they at? I need y'all to step it up, man. But sign of times, and the other part, the other side of this colorism thing is when Prince had to flip it back, he got his bag. What did he do? Bring my homies on stage. Kind of come off like they was kind of gangsterish or those big black dude type thing. Yeah, bring them on stage. So bring Wally, all my cast names, Brooks, bring them all up there, and we're gonna change the look. And then to your point about Cat, and go get a sister to be on stage with me. I ain't never did that before, just so they know I ain't left out nothing. And had a sister dancing with Prince. That's Cat. That's a cold move coming from what he had just came from, the multicultural, and came right to that. That's why I said when he got his bag, then you really do what you want to do. He's like, yeah, you gonna change the band? Yeah. I'm rich. I can play what I want.
How you gonna do that to Wendy and Lacey? Wait till you see who I got next.
Yeah, he's like, and salute to Wendy and Lacey. They back. But he had to go a different. He said, you think that's good? And came with the illest. So, I mean, hey, when you got to going back to the whole conversation on the colors thing, I mean, that was the game. That was how you had to play. Now you ain't got to do that now, but Prince did that so you don't have to do it today. Michael them did that so you don't got to do it today. Now you can be a boss. What them cats was fighting for. It's even funny to say what Mike was fighting. Mike was a boss with it, but that was back when they were trying to crush you if you didn't go along with it. Now cats can maneuver. They got a little more maneuver. Now cats are billionaires, so they can play. But even Mike had to have money flipped over here and over there. I ain't got access to the funds right now, and they holding up my publishing and they trying to buy me out. But he did all that, so now these cats don't have to worry about it. Or you know how to be clicked in better, so you don't have to do that. But yeah, so we're not gonna put the colorist tag on Prince, but we will always have like honest conversations about it. And when you see certain things, there's probably a reason by certain things. And then sometimes he might have just been on some shit. And you've been saying, yeah, he was an asshole. Okay. Yeah. You know,
What is his most memed video?
which one?
Black Sweat. And who was with
Oh,
him? A dark skinned sister.
some would argue, yeah, but you don't see them as his, you know, women on these things. I'm just saying what some would argue. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I can see their point of view.
I thought that was I'm not sweating you, Prince. That's what I thought that video
It
was.
probably was. Probably was. But all of us fans, we know he's not. We know how we really got down. So they gonna talk. Yeah, it is what it is. But we know.
Somebody said Joey Day, but Prince still has Sheeta Easton in the video with the Sign of the Times band.
Absolutely. Yeah, play it again. He still had to play it again. When he'll make a music video. He understood. Oh, I want MTV to play this thing. Go get because she hitting, clicked into. They gonna pump it up. Now, if he would have been Prince and Stephanie Mills in that video, probably been on BT. MTV might not have latched on to it.
Now he could have got away with Jody Watley would have been a good one.
Jody Watley would have been dope. Ooh, that would have been tight. Shit, if it was Janet.
She was hot. Well, I don't know. Well, you know, his ego wasn't going to do that one.
I know, but I'm saying, but if Prince and Janet would,
and Joe would have been like,
Well, Joe ain't got nothing to do with it at that point.
I think he still would have been out there in Minneapolis looking for him. He's like, I done took care of Bobby.
You son of a bitch! You long head! Whoa, slow down, Joe.
He's like, I
see how you did Morris and them. You ain't gonna do my baby like that.
He's like, I got rid of L, I got rid of Bobby. I'll give it you too.
Wow. Salute to Joe, man. Oh, goodness. But yeah, man. Always on our Prince. Always. What's the last Prince song you heard?
For me, it was All My Dreams.
Okay.
I think you mentioned it one time, and because I've had it since 2003, and I would skip it. And then you mentioned it one time, and then when the Sign of the Times reissue came out, I actually put it on, and I was like, God damn, this is hidden.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Prince is a genius. He makes some questionable decision. Not releasing that with Sign of the Times, he could have got rid of it, or it could have. That should have been a B-side. I'm sorry, at least.
Yeah. Shit, the last Prince song I heard, I can't remember. I don't think. Well, the last one I can remember from the other day, it was from what was it? It was an '86 playlist thing I was listening to. Songs in my mind. It's not "Can't Stop This Feeling I Got." "Girl of My Dreams." "Girl of My Dreams." Yeah.
Joey Day, you redeemed yourself. It should have been a B-side. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It should have been a B-side, and All My Dreams should have been on it. I hope that's what you're saying.
Yeah, man, that's that period. All this periods is crazy, but that stuff is. He was on a tear, as they say.
I think one day I'm going to actually get into that 94 to 98 area. That's kind of like the dark period for me, where I'm like, there's some Gold Experience is a masterpiece in my opinion, but other than that, some of that stuff is like those are lost years for me.
I can see that, but there's some great.
Yeah.
There's some
I know
great stuff.
if Kenisa, shout out to Kenisa is watching, she's losing her mind. She's like blocked.
Hilarious. Yeah, man. There's good
I mean,
stuff.
you got the Come album, Chaos and Disorder, with the Beautiful Experience, uh, Emancipation, and then what's the last one?
New Power Soul.
Power Soul, and oh my God, Raven to the Joy.
That album, I didn't click in. That's a it's not a rough album for me, but I just have a weird kind of feel for that album that I'm not comfortable with it like I am most of the other ones. But there's great stuff on that album, but I don't know. It's always something weird about that album to me.
True. Yeah.
But Power Soul, I think that's one of his greatest albums. Personally, it's a focused album on soul R&B, and it's of that time sonically in the production and stuff. But I think it's dope, man. It sounds dope now. Like sounds I'm like wow. It's just so loud, but it's got the beats and you can hear everything. So
Is it on any streaming platform?
I don't think it is actually. No, I could be wrong, but I mean you can find it on YouTube and stuff. It's not hard. You could buy it like off of Amazon, like an actual disc. It's not going to break you.
Buy.
You said why?
No, I said it's 2022. Buy.
Oh well,
You don't do that.
I'm actually starting to buy CDs again, which is so weird. I just ordered Off the Wall today, just because I don't have I haven't had it on disc. And when I listen to them in the car, I was like, man, I want to hear Off the Wall in the car banging as I'm driving. That's going to be cold in 2022. But yeah, anyway, yeah, New Power Soul, the Exodus album, the New Power Generation albums are dope, man. That's what they need to be putting out. Even the first Gold Nigga.
I don't think that'll get a re-release.
It should. That's hilarious.
You can see like Gold Trigger.
Hilarious. I guess so. Huh?
Gold Figure.
See, that's why I hope the people that are in charge, man, don't do that. That's how he titled it. Put it out like that. That's Gold Nigga. Shit. Same with. I still mad they ain't put out. What's the song from 1999 outtakes?
Is it not Moonbeam Labels? Can't remember it, but I know what you're talking about because he mentioned something.
I can't think of the name. It's so fun. Yeah. Girl, you really nothing. Why can't I say that? Extra Lovable. God damn.
Yeah.
They need to put that out. Stop playing. Yeah, I know they can just warp out the word or whatever or editors, but that's a jam, man. And a lot of people from that era, that era of Prince, they're older now. I think they would get a kick out of hearing that song because it would just, to me, it instantly remind you, oh, this sound like that Prince we used to listen to back. Oh, how come you sure I never heard this? Like, no, he didn't put that out. They'd be like, oh, God. It would just be a warm feeling. They would be like, oh, I remember, man. I remember 83 when we was doing this is it. Yeah. So they need to do that, man.
Black Hugh Bear, I guess that's how you say it. To me, after Purple Rain, Prince should have put out a greatest hits album with Raspberry Beret and Pop Life for the new tracks. Then put out Parade, Forget the Movie. Nah, stop it. Stop it. Then put out Sign of the Times.
To me, interesting though. That's I
mean, he had enough material for a greatest hits by 85.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
And then Cynic 22 said, we need a versus battle, Off the Wall versus Dirty Mind. Prince fans, I'm telling y'all this. Y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that. You might get your feelings hurt on that one.
Listen, I say this with respect. You don't know music if you even make that battle. That's not a. Neither one of those albums ain't got nothing to do with each other.
I mean, believe me, I think I would list. I rock with more songs on Dirty Mind than Off the Wall, but Off the Wall's highs, Dirty Mind can't touch some of them. Okay,
Off the Wall, Below Dirty Mind, Out the Water. Stop playing games. I love Dirty Mind. You can't say nothing but let's stop it. That's Off the Wall.
Well,
It's one of the greatest albums made. Period.
Kimberly Frazier 2.0. Oh, this should be good. She said, "You think Prince and MJ did a song together or no?" Well, according to Quincy, they did. Prince and MJ was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna do that." Bad, you know.
What, man,
that I think that is the Holy Grail song.
If it wasn't for Quincy Jones, none of his music would have been as good. Mike was lucky.
That's not.
But he did have Quincy.
That's like saying if Snoop didn't have Dre, if Eminem didn't have Dre.
Listen, everybody in that project is the tippy of the top. Rod Temperton, Brother Johnson Katz, don't even play yourself.
Stevie.
Their brothers with Steve. These are some of the pillars. These are the musicians and cats that the people you like wish they could be. They got work, ethic, skills, been in the game, tried and then they working with young Mike. This is where he become a man album. Just you know, listen, ain't got nothing to do with Prince. That's some other shit. That's just black music. Royalty. And they did that thing. And it's a high water mark of the game, period. You know. But we're not here.
What's kind of astounding to me is that since then, I mean, please educate me if it has been done. I just don't understand how some artists and even rap stars have not tried to emulate what Michael Jackson, what Quincy Jones did. You know, Quincy was the executive producer and then brought this talent of other producers and top musicians to come on and create this masterpiece album.
I think they do that all the time. I just don't think they don't hit as big as Michael Jackson, but I think a lot of these albums are made that way. Whether or not they're perceived that way from the listeners, that they can understand and appreciate all the talent that went into making them is a different thing. But yeah, that's how Dre operates. What you just described.
Yeah, I think Beyonce may be the only one I think does that now. But then again, it's Beyonce. She can go get the best producers.
Yeah, I would imagine in some levels Kanye West works like that. He's not doing everything himself. He's got a lot of people on that team, different producers, writers, but he's just organizing the whole thing. But no one has to argue Quincy Jones. He the shit. You got to argue Michael or Prince. They the shit. So
yeah, the blueprint. Yeah.
Prince is the whiz kid genius coming out from unknown realms with the illest shit, doing it by himself. He sets that precedent of the smart black wonder kid that's going to take over, and that is a trope. The show that show you work with Snowfall is that trope. What's the lead character's name?
Oh God, Franklin.
Franklin is that genius black kid coming from out of the rose through the concrete.
Yeah,
and he's super genius. It's that same black boy super genius trope. But they're the reality. But Prince is the real version of that. And that's what he always, to me, that's what he should be known for, is that he did it his way, his style, and it was great. and he did it himself, and he worked super hard. Like even if the music sucked, which it didn't, the fact that he can do all that and rise to such a level without help from a lot of known people, but obviously people in the background, but it was elevated by his works. And even when he hit the top, became a super artist after that, right? And was like, I'm really gonna dive into art and do it my way. And I think he'll always be known for that, or he should be.
I saw, where was this at? Joey Day. Damn, you just coming out with these wild takes, Joey Day. MJ ran toward the trends. Prince ran away from the trends. That's not true on Prince. That is not true. I mean, all we got to look at Dirty Mind. That's definitely going towards the trend of new wave. Look at Diamonds and Pearls and some of those albums after that where he was going with rap. So he definitely went towards the trends.
But he did his version of him, put his spin on it, as you should. You know what I'm saying? That's what the great ones do, actually. They take what was before and today, but flip it, put their spin on it. So, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, what else do we got here? Do we got anything here? How long have we been in here, actually?
118.
Okay. About hours. Seeing some of these comments. I guess the last thing I wanted to bring it up, or at least talk a little bit about it, changing the mood a little bit, but the shootings, man, like it's already gotten crazy. It's just getting more normalized or more steady stream of hearing about these mass shootings. What's going on, man? Something's going on, to say the least. Can't hear you, sir.
Had other kids in the background.
Oh, my bad. I'm just doing the show. But yeah, man, it's wild. This last one that they just had, where they were saying this dude was like a rapper or something.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I was like, man, like I could see how they could try and flip that and be like, this is why we have to stop this type of music, or these lyrics are going to be held accountable, because you literally got this dude doing a mass shooting, rapping about it, or they'll say this other rappers we just arrested were rapping about killing people and selling drugs. And I'm like, man, they're going to try to use these types. That's why they're going to be like, start holding you accountable for what you're saying in these records and stuff, because they're going to use these types of things to say, see, this is why we're going to just go ahead and shut that. You know what? We don't even want any more of this type of rappers or singers, because it's just that element is too bad. Let's bring in a whole other people to do it. And that way we don't have to worry about this. And I mean, from the label's perspective, I'm sure they will be like, man, we don't want to get sued. Because if they say those lyrics are admissible, then they might open a door for like a victim or something and say, oh, I should just go ahead and sue Sony or whoever, because they put that out and they liable too.
And then the radio stations, then the streaming. So that's Apple, Spotify, Tidal.
Right. So they say, you know what? Let's just wash our hands of that and bring in more of that Kid Rock or the Adele, because you know what? It's not worth it. We'll be losing money fooling with that foolishness. And I wouldn't be surprised if they pull that card soon. You know, let their violence and it ratchet up, and I need somebody to blame it on. So it's like, well, it was the music, it was the rap. So, man, I don't know. I was bringing it up. It's like, man, you gotta be careful. You see all these rappers getting arrested and shot and stuff. It didn't used to be like that. That wasn't hip hop, man. That was why they created hip hop. So you didn't get involved in that kind of stuff. And nobody's winning. It isn't, rappers were supposed to be winners, man. The game was about winning. We got out the hood, or we got rich, or we was good, or we would fly. It was about winning, man.
What's making it crazy is that I mean, I felt after Biggie and Tupac, like there really weren't all of these shootings and rappers' death. And now it's like 20 years, I'd say, since then. And in the last 5 years, you've seen these young artists, Pop Smoke, XXXTentacion, and some of these others that have been getting killed. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Right. You said Deion Sanders. But yeah, man, we just gotta be careful. You know, that could, I'm on my conspiracy brother. They could use stuff like that to also, like, on a corporate level. You see in your I'm talking about celebrities, your LeBrons, Jay-Z's, these guys. Oh, now they're a millionaire, and this is a million. And now you're thinking, oh, they get to the point, maybe they got some juice, but they could be like, you know what, you're tied into that kind of culture. We're going to go a different direction this year. But the show is successful. Yes, it is. But the board is feeling a different way, and we want to just get rid of the salaciousness and go for a more wholesome family value, whatever. And they're going to follow the money. They don't give a fuck about it. That's the tide. And so these celebrities, these people that seem like they're doing good business, they could be like kind of almost low key shadow banned out. And then we'll be like, well, man, we got all this money and stuff. Now we got to start over. And now we're we want to build an infrastructure. We should have been linking up with everybody, but now they done cut us off. You're going to try to link up, and you're going to never be able to catch up, because everything you did is tied into somebody else's shit. And all the good shit you did is tied into somebody else's shit. And you got to start from scratch because you don't own your masters, or you don't own your shit. So all I'm saying is you got to be careful and watch all the stuff that's going on, because it could be used against you. Ranting and raving. What you got to say?
To
This
me,
nigga tripping.
not necessarily tripping. I mean, as we all know, they will find an opportunity to malign certain cultures and malign those that they feel can't mess with their money. They can do that to the black community. They can do that to hip hop and R&B artists. They won't do that with these white artists.
And I mean, you don't see, you're seeing all of these black rappers being killed. You don't see other music genres with a steady stream of their artists being killed, month after month. It's just something going on, man. It's like, it's not a good look. We're not winning. It's not winning. Like, why did it stop being about not winning? Who was the one that started that?
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen, idiot. Winning. He's a fool for that. Boy. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're about to wrap it up. Unless you got something.
Oh no.
Oh, go ahead.
We are not gonna end this without talking about the Honorable Tierra Mack.
Oh, yes. Man, I'm not gonna show that, because that's.
But hold up. First, here you go, sir, Mr. Sean Christopher. Prince wasn't afraid of trends and incorporated it into his music. NJ embraced trends and hired the trend makers to stay relevant. Big difference. Yeah, that definitely sounds like Sean right there.
Hilarious.
That is why one is an artist, the other a performer. Okay, you was on to something till you came with the shade at the end.
Man, we're gonna be old senior ass citizens. Well, Michael Jackson and Prince. Like, Jesus. Well, yes. So the state senator, Rhode Island state senator, what's her name?
Tierra, I think it's pronounced
Ti-
Tierra. Tierra
Tierra
Mack.
Mack. Yeah, she's 28, and she's out of her damn mind. As I'm concerned. But she posted, I guess, I don't know, it was a TikTok or it was a social media video. It was a TikTok page,
Yeah, it's TikTok.
and she was twerking on a beach bikini, twerking, and then asking for votes. Vote Senator Mack. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that before, have we?
To the best of my knowledge, no.
Why do we got to be the ones to start it off?
Well, I'm gonna go with the old video. I mean, the old commercial where pops come in. I found the weed. Where did you get this? How did it? And he says, "You all right? We learned it from watching you." And yeah, I'm gonna go there.
So you're saying that shows are influential then?
No,
They
no, no, no.
want to
That's not,
influence them to be strippers.
that's not where I'm going. I'm gonna take it back to 2016
Okay.
to Mrs. Hillary Clinton, who I
Yes.
saw all on Ellen, all on Roland Martin,
All the show.
all on the Breakfast Club, shaking her ass, wobbling, nay-naying, whipping and nay-naying and all that stuff. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this: Hillary Clinton's was far worse. And you
How
asked
so?
me-
How so?
Tierra Mack was on the beach with her peoples and just decided to have some fun. And they filmed it, and she took that's what it was. It was on TikTok.
Down in the
He was-
valley where the trees can
If you want to go there, go there. Tierra Mack was on the beach having fun with her friends and just recorded herself having some fun and posted it to TikTok. Hillary Clinton was running for the highest office in the land. And she decided to get up in black spaces using black people as props and black appropriated spaces and said, "Oh, well, this is what I got to do to get the votes. I'm gonna go ahead and whip a nay-nay. I'm gonna go ahead and wobble. I'm gonna go ahead and get this brother here, Roland Martin, and show me how to wobble. I'm gonna be up with Ellen and get the DJ out, this black kid, and show me how to whip a nay-nay. Oh, I'm on the Breakfast Club. Yeah. Make sure y'all ask me what's in my purse so I can say hot sauce like Beyonce." That's the person who wanted to be the leader of the free world. That's how she was asking. She was actively campaigning to get our votes, whereas Tierra was just having fun on the beach. So yes, Hillary Clinton was far worse. And if you didn't clutch your pearls for Hillary Clinton acting a goddamn fool, cooning it up, then goddamn
Right.
it, shut the fuck up now.
Well, right. I was saying she was acting a fool then, but I don't care about what Hillary Clinton. But you make a great point. I don't disagree with you, but I don't care about what Hillary Clinton was doing. I do care about black women. I care about all women, but
Kimberly Frazier, hashtag clapping cheeks for votes.
yeah, this it's unnecessary, man. I mean, not to say you can't do it. You do what you want to do. I just think it's unnecessary. I actually think like women have so many great, dope, fascinating aspects about them, especially at that level that whatever it took for her to get to being a senator in America. I was kind of on my Obama tone in America. Anyway. The last thing you need to be in is with a bikini on, upside down, with the crack of your ass on social media. You really wasn't raised like that. We wasn't raised like that. The crack of your ass. It'd be no different if it was a dude. And you got the crack of your ass all out for everybody to see, and you're not a stripper, and you doing important work. We wasn't raised like that. Come on now. You already know your moms, grandma and them, Oh, my baby done went to college. My baby is running for state senator, girl. That's where we come from. We boasting. Oh, my baby done made the honor roll. The whoop whoop. They going places. And when we get to a certain level, the last thing we know is to do is show up at the big house, and you got the crack of your ass out. You acting a fool. Come on, man. You know we didn't get down like that's ridiculous. Somebody said respectability, whatever. But it's just common sense. That's all I'm saying. How do you win?
Yeah, I'm looking
you might win the certain attention, absolutely. But see, my thing is, come with black folks with the intelligence, yo. We can still be fly, doing all our dances and stuff, but we could be smart. It's no reason you can be both. Being smart and super respected, that people come at you with respect and treat you like the man or the woman you are. You can still be fly and do that. You can still have all the illest stuff, but be on your books. And then when people talk to you, it's about talking about doing business. No, talk to me about business. Don't ask me, oh, what rapper? Or, you know what I mean? Hey, did you see the no, come to me with the business. I'm purse first. Then we can have some fun. So to me, I just don't understand when the black politicians literally have to show the crack of their, I'm gonna keep showing the crack of their ass to get votes. Something going on. Like it don't make no sense to me, but it must make sense to somebody else. Obviously, it makes sense to somebody else.
Now, to be clear, it is not a good look. But I have a problem at the Pearl collection when the main people was like, oh yeah, go ahead, Hillary. Oh yeah, she getting invited to the cookout. Oh yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, y'all shut the hell up. Shut the hell up.
In the sad part to me, I see it this way is, but we'll be losing. Because now that she done did it, I'm sure that opens the door. And some of these people don't care nothing about nobody but themselves. So they're going to take it to the next level. And they don't care how it looks for nobody. You can't tell them nothing. Sure, do what you want to do. But just like anything in life, is a cause and effect. And if you win, more power to you. But again, when you keep ratcheting it up, what will you won't do to get a vote now? Smashing what they had last year, they had the strippers get your booty down to the poles, right?
Yes.
Now we don't went from that, just not even a whole cycle with the politicians is twerking naked. Like next year, what they gonna be doing? They're gonna be like smashing for registration for Smash or something. Like come and get what's the Bunny Ranch is gonna be open for black folks to get registered, or what are we not gonna do, man? God damn. So, but salute to Miss Mack doing your thing. I get, hey, I'm doing a podcast. She's a senator. Maybe I just start twerking.
Oh Lord have mercy.
I can see a little girl now. Oh, I'm going to be a senator. I'm going to twerk just like Mama. She's twerking. You can't tell me that the senator's twerking, Mama.
I think Auburn, Gracie, Lucas, right?
Relax.
No, I'm just saying you couldn't do that because you would not want to see the looks on their face.
Oh yeah, well, absolutely right. I actually care. I care about other people than myself. So yeah, I would.
Right. You be like, yeah, okay. Daddy gonna go sit down. Daddy gonna go have a seat.
It ain't that bad out here yet. With them gas hit $7. I could have sworn I saw Michael Dean. It was a guy shaking his ass, but it was just from down. But he had them toys back there. Look, I'm like, is that pocket juice? Whoa, that's my other channel. Nigga.
Yeah, he was doing the butt to sexy dancer.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
But yeah, man, hey, we don't want to see Biden do that, though.
Let's just pray Kamala don't get any ideas.
Oh, Lord. I wouldn't even be shocked.
Oh, side note, they shut down New Orleans to give Sister Girl an escorted trip from the airport to the convention center and back. She was in and out and gone. Everybody was pissed too.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I'm charging extra for that. I'm gonna be in my gangster glam bikini.
I'm gonna need y'all to stop giving him these ideas because I don't need to imagine the image. Please stop.
Yeah, shit, that's Patreon only. Patreon exclusive. Times are getting tough. We're modeling the Prince Estates Gangster Glam Mankini. It's on sale now. So I'm gonna do an unboxing and put the bitch on.
That'd be put some new meaning to high heel boots.
Right. Podcastnuts.com. Let me stop. Oh boy. But yeah, that would be. Listen, when the money get low, I'm sure the estate that had them things, those items will be for sale. You're like,
I don't see how they ain't for sale right now. Can
know,
you
right?
imagine?
Like,
can you imagine the Sign of the Times polka dot bikini? Come on.
I could
Come
see what Prince fan would you see that would go the male, and he'd be like, oh, I know he wearing a mankini to celebrate. It's
Rodney.
Oh damn! What's that meme where the guy flatlines and just goes down the chair?
It's all love. It's all love.
You gonna let him get away with that, Rodney? Damn.
It's all love.
Oh Lord.
I know if Violet was in
now
there, she'd be
that
dying.
visual in my head. It's kind of fucking me up. Talking about we got a special event. Tony M gonna be there. We're gonna do the whole rap. Let me stop. Salute to Rodney. 360. That's my man. But what we're talking about, how did we get to talking about?
He was doing
mankinis.
You said the state
I
should
didn't
be
want to see
pulling that out.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that all out of frame. That might be the way. All right. Well,
they said Biden doing push-ups in that glam slam bikini to get reelected.
He might have to. He might have to. They gonna have to do something.
It's like, but on all seriousness, everybody listening to this, please get registered and please be prepared to vote not only in November but in 2024 because I do not want that orange man back. Shit's bad, but it can get worse.
Yeah, true. True. Man, my chair. Sorry, I'm just adjusting shit. All right. I think we're about to get up out of here now. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed tonight. We've had a lot of fun. We'd love to hear your comments and suggestions. Ampu, where can they find you online, sir?
Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Ampu.
All right. And of course, you can find me at Podcast Juice on IG. And of course, look us up on other social media, Podcast Juice. Michael Dean. With that, work it like a job. We'll see you next time. Peace.
These comments are killing me. They say